So my mom and I sometimes talk about parenting, and when we do, she'll often use the phrase, "Your dad and I always taught you this, that, or the other thing." The problem is, every time I can remember her saying that she always taught me something, I have no memory of her ever actually teaching it to me. There's one thing that she did say to me that I remember, and that was the phrase, "Do it right or do it twice." She might have said it to me 3 times ever, and it was always when I was in the middle of doing something twice, obviously, so it was annoying, but it stuck with me. So much so that I actually wrote it on the wall of my classroom when I was teaching middle school math. So today I want to share with you a method for teaching your kids about virtues and wisdom in a way that they'll actually remember. Some people call them mottos or proverbs, sayings, or even scriptures, but we know that every ancient culture uses these types of things to pass down the values that they want their children to carry with them, not just from father to son, from parent to child, but across generations. That's what we want to mimic, and that's what I try to do with my own kids and at school. When I was a new principal, I was nervous to make announcements, and so I wrote myself a script. And in that process, I realized several things that I wanted to say all the time. And so that's changed a little bit over the 6 years I've been there, but it's settled into some really meaningful phrases that I say every single day. The 3 things I always say are, do good work, be a friend, and our school motto, scholars find a way. Any kid who's been in my school for more than a week could probably tell you those 3 from memory. At school, we call it the idea of the week. Each week has a proverb about feeling empathy for others, or solving problems, or controlling your emotions. This week, the idea was that other people's anger belongs to them and not to you. And so we had this discussion on Tuesday about how people try to manipulate you with their anger, essentially, and they don't have a reason for you to do what they want, except that they will be angry if you don't. This week, next year, we'll have the same discussion. And after 6 years going through our school, hopefully it will sink in. Maybe it's time for your family to come up with a motto or some universal rules that you repeat again and again. I don't think you should put them on a poster or something Pinteresty on the wall, but it's got to be something that you're going to say to them over and over that they're going to remember. In my family, what we say is rule number 1 is stick together. Rule number 2, stay on the trail. And rule number 3 is have fun. And it's time to set some values and some principles for your family that your kids can carry with them for the rest of their lives and pass on to their own children.